Hello, hello, friends. This is Kristen Fagan with Softlex Company, and I have so many amazing designers with me here hanging out in the background, all ready to chit-chat and trend set and talk a little bit about the Sundance Catalog and how we can inspire you to make some beautiful jewelry in the same vein. Hope you're all having a great night. And I'm going to go ahead and pop off this front screen and let you say hi to everybody. Hey, everyone. You can go ahead and unmute yourself now and say hello.
Hi.
Hey, friends.
Hello, hello.
Hi. Good to see everyone.
It is. Oh my gosh. This is so much fun. I don't know how many times we've done this. I feel like it's the third, maybe.
I think so.
Probably the third then.
Yeah. And it's always just like one of my favorite, well, any of these trend events are one of my favorite because we really just get together and chat and kind of talk about how we artistically can use what we see in the Sundance Catalog or in any of the trends we're talking about and kind of put our spin on it, which makes sense for each of us and our work and our designs and our companies and what supplies we have. And we get to just have a really fun conversation with all of you out there. First things up, does everybody know what Sundance is? I think we found out at the last one that some people didn't know what it was we were even talking about. So I'm curious, let us know in the comments. Do you know what the Sundance Catalog is? I was like so floored. I was like, really?
Because it's been around since like 1969, I think, is on the, it's like circa 1960. You know, it's started by Robert Redford.
Yes, I think you're right. It used to say it right on the front, but I don't see it there.
Yeah.
There's a Sundance store in Tucson.
Yeah, there's one in Scottsdale.
I didn't go. What?
Deb and Kristen went to one of them, didn't you guys?
Deb and I went. Yes, Deb and I met up for lunch, and we went to the Sundance store in Scottsdale, and it was like the best.
Did you guys do some shopping?
We did shopping with our eyes.
I hate to say it, but sometimes, you know, you have to. We were just talking about how it's kind of like a pay to play because you don't get that catalog unless you buy something. So usually I'll go through their sale thing and I'll say, man, I want to get those jeans, but I'll wait until they're not, you know, like $220 or whatever you know, they're pretty expensive, you know.
Yeah, you got to hit that sale section. You got to check out the clearance area. We were so funny. We were like little kids, right, Deb? I mean, yes. And I think everyone working there, like at first they were like, oh, what are these two going to buy? And then they were like, oh, they're just like oohing and on over everything.
we were snapping pictures and doing selfies and they're like, oh, these people aren't going to buy anything. We're not going to spend any time on them.
But they were cool about it. We were just like, look at this color and look at this pattern. And it was just like, we literally went around every corner of that store.
Yes, we sure did. Yes.
Yeah, whoever their what would you call their like product or their photography designer, you know, because their flat lays are so spot on. That's
so good.
That's what everybody loves is when they spread out the jewelry on like a watercolor paper with some petals that exactly match the stones of those.
And
you're like,
they've been doing it forever too.
They got like magic in there that they're like an antique inkwell with, you know, it's like it's a total feast for the eyes. They're selling that experience where you're like, I want to be in. That's what I want my desk to look like right now.
Yeah,
exactly. You nailed it on the head. I have a few people saying a little bit about it. Advice Hound says Robert Redford created a nonprofit and for-profit for showing movies and selling things related to Sundance. Interesting.
Yeah, you know, he was famous for quoting something that said something like, you've got to put in the hours and all the work first before you can make the stuff that you want. Like you have to slog through. And I imagine he was probably talking about having this catalog to support his other endeavors. But I was like, that's the good part. Not that I don't love the movies,
Yeah.
Right. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, I have an example here. So I'm going to flip down because I've got the catalog, the fresh catalog, spring 2025. My husband, Bert, ran out to the store in Scottsdale, Arizona for me today and picked it up so that I could have it to share with all of you.
Look at that jacket.
I know. The clothes are great.
On the cover, that green.
So good.
Yeah, I love that.
So good. But sadly, if many of you might know, they always used to have a jewelry catalog as well. And they told him they're no longer doing it. Because I told him specifically, make sure you get the jewelry catalog, not just the regular one. And he was like, they don't have it. I even asked somebody. They're not doing it anymore. So
it can be the replacement, right? Like that's why we're doing this.
That's why we're doing this. Exactly. Exactly. Let me pop this up. So here's the cover. Go this way. The gorgeous jacket. And this just gives you like the whole vibe, right? I mean, this just gives you the whole vibe of this particular company. But I'm going to flip through to some of the jewelry pages because they do have some pages in here that would at least give you a taste of what the All Jewelry magazine looked like.
There's those flower petals, Cynthia.
They're right there. Yeah.
Yeah, I see them. They're looking good.
Totally called it.
So pretty. I feel like they've been doing this style of photography since I got my first graphic design job, which was in the late 90s. And the owners of the company brought this to me and were like, hey, we love this. And it's like, it's still popular today and it still looks fantastic today. Like they totally nail it every time. Here's another one. So this is talking about what's trending now. It's mixed metals and chunky turquoise. I love that.
Love it.
I can get behind all of this turquoise and silver, right?
100%.
This one's so pretty, but it's so small. This is what makes me sad because in the jewelry catalog, you would see this on the whole page. But look at how pretty that one is. And this feels very like, I feel like this is very Cassandra Spicer, this from Beads to Live By right here. It's like, it's got your colors and that style. It just looks, I don't know, it just reminds me of you. Mostly clothes. They are wearing a lot of jewelry, but it's hard to see when they're wearing it, you know? Pearls, pearls, pearls. Lots and lots of pearls because pearls have been on trend for a while. And then on this side, there's more silver, a little bit of pearl, a little bit of turquoise. Chunky though. This is really chunky for them, I feel like, right? A lot of their stuff is usually kind of dainty. I'll show another flat lay as I find it, and then we'll get some perspectives from everybody. Here's another really pretty one. And again, it's small. And this one's got all like connectors on that one.
I love how kind of almost romantic and fringe-like and dainty that is, and how it still kind of fits the vibe overall of Sundance, because the turquoise and the chunky metal, it just kind of sings, and you could wear it paired with the more dainty stuff. They just kind of all have that organic vibe, even though they're
yes, I would love that, those kind of mixed together. I think that's so great. And then they always have this really pretty blue, I feel like, right? Don't they have like awesome lapis?
Good pop of color.
So pretty. I love
These
that.
remind me of your pendants, Cynthia, and also Heather.
Oh, yes.
And look at how pretty and dainty that is. Let me see. I think, was there one more? No, there isn't. But they also do a ton of leather. So there's a lot of stuff kind of like this too, where it's like a silver or gold pendant on leather. That tends to be a very like casual, but yeah, kind of like this one, like this first one we saw here. It's like upscale, casual elegance or something. It's perfect.
I think they describe it as rustic elegance.
Yes,
I was
love
just
that.
on the website looking at their collections.
That's a great place to go because they said most of their jewelry now, you're going to see it on their website more than you will in their calendar. I thought this was really pretty too. It looks to me like it might be, I don't know if it's pearls, like really tiny little pearls.
That's
That's what it looks like.
So sweet.
I have to point out somebody's comment on the video. They were referring to something you had just shown and said, like Cynthia's, but Green Girl Studios is better.
Oh,
yes, Sherry, 100%. I have a bunch of your pendants here like that, Cynthia, that I might play with today.
You know what? I just pulled out I have some, before Pinterest, did any of you make lookbooks? Like you took a sketchbook and you cut out what you liked and then you pasted it in.
Yeah.
So I found some from the late 90s.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. We're both talking late 90s here, Cynthia.
Oh, well, I was just going to say, I was going to flip my camera around when it's time and I'll show you. We could flip through a couple pages of it.
Oh, that's so much fun.
It is fun because, looking at the new one, as I was watching you look through, I noticed I'm like, they've got some classics that they've been using for I don't know how many years now. Well, ever since the 90s. Some of these designs, they go way back.
It's pretty amazing how timeless a lot
of it is timeless.
Very
There are a lot of
some things are, like the layered necklaces. That's good. People don't get tired of wearing those. It doesn't. Some of the stuff kind of transcends fashion trends, because you want to wear what feels good. And sometimes, you've seen some weird necklaces that are trendy. Like there's an artist, I love her work. It's made out of silicone. It smells odd. Like I tried it on, I went to this gallery and it was made out of like rubber. It was all rubber tied up. And I was like, what is that? And they're pretty cool. I can't think of her name. She's like a German lady, but they're like little petals of silicone hand tied to another thing of black silicone. So it has this, it's almost like a scarf. It looks like a Sikh thing that you would wear. And it, I was skeptical, but I liked it,
Right. Well, I think it's nice to have have both, right? You need those classic timeless things in your wardrobe, but you also need that stuff that's just fun and wild and of the moment.
Yeah, I think so.
So who would like to go? Who would like to go first and just kind of show us what they've got and a little bit of their Sundance inspired ideas? Anybody? Danielle.
I actually, you showed the necklace that inspired me. I was looking online earlier. And do you remember the seed beaded necklace? It looks kind of maybe blue, maybe purple.
The first one.
Yeah.
On this page here, I think. Oh, let's see.
That's what I'm going to make, a version like that.
Ooh, I love that. I was looking at that one and looking at the beads I have, and I was like, I can't really pull it off right now. So I'm excited to see what you've got. You want to bring in your overhead?
Sure. Yeah. Thank you.
You got it.
So my first collection are beads from Beads to Live By. So these are from the palette collections that Cassandra Spicer puts together. And so it's 15s, 11s. Right now I'm leaning towards this is my main color. Because the beads I want to use are a mix of the ombre collection from Jesse James Beads. I just got this one And I can kind of see that with the gemstones, because they had gemstones in that one, but I might need to pull in like a darker 11-0.
Oh, I like that darker one in there.
Yeah, and then if I need any extra little accents, I've got these from the Love Potion box. And so, yeah, lots of cool things happening there.
So pretty. I think you hit the colors right on the mark from the inspiration picture.
Thank you.
So you're going to hang out in the background and just start some beading, and then we'll check back in with you, Danielle?
Yeah, I'm going to use some medium soft flex beading wire. I think that's the right, I feel like that's the right, thickness to go with. And then I'm going to finish with some crimps, and I'm going to make it with no clasp. It's just going to finish at the back. One crimp. Yeah, just hang over the head and go.
I love it. I love the little pops of orange that you pulled in there too. I think those are really fun beads to kind of add a little interest.
Oh yeah, I should do that. Definitely. We even got these. Oh my goodness, this is going to be wild.
I love it. It's so fun.
Thank you.
Who would like to be spotlighted next? We'll come back to Danielle and let her get going.
I flipped my camera if you want to see those. Oh, here we are.
There you go, Cynthia.
All right, so prepare yourself. I don't know why it's so. Let me move some stuff out of the way. I'm too high up. You guys, it's all precariously balanced in here. All right, so this is the one I was telling you about. I cut up like years ago. I don't know how many years ago, but I feel like the rustic part is their love of using leather and the different gemstones and minerals. I bought that hairpin so I could keep getting the jewelry catalog.
I love that. Love that backstory.
Yeah, that was one of the things I bought. Let me see. Oh, I love this necklace particularly. And then this one's good too. Mixed chain. That's nice. Yeah, I feel like they've had this one forever. I love that. And this is kind of a signature thing that they do, is the mixture of pearls with turquoise and then random other beads. Tonight I want to make something similar to this. I picked out some Thai silver and gemstones that I'd like to mix to make a necklace. So this is from way back when, really old catalog.
I really do feel like a lot of these designs could be in the current one, they are just.
Oh, I know, exactly. Very timeless. And this is really pretty.
You're getting a few people say, Cynthia, this style is so you.
Oh, yes. And it's funny because I had some things made, and I think there was a little bit, part of me was like, I wonder if some of the designers, were like kind of looking at each other's work and being inspired. I love doing this little tactic here. This is one of my all-time favorite things to do. They don't do this much anymore, that's for sure. How much is this necklace here? Let me see. What is this? I'm looking for the price.
Fun to see where it was.
I know. I'm going to say we're going to play prices right here. All right, golden strength. Oh, no, that's not that. Let's see. Where's this big necklace? Oh, this one. You guys want to guess? Can you see it? It's down. I don't know if I can't read how far away it is.
I can't see the words, but I could see the necklace.
You can't see the price?
No.
It's $650, y'all.
Oh, I was
Wow.
thinking 1,000.
Yeah, that one hurts a little bit.
$650, and that's like in the 90s.
From the 90s?
Yes,
Oh
this
my
is from the
God.
90s.
Be 1,000
That
now.
was real money
Right.
back
Yeah.
then. Oh my gosh.
This is from a museum store. This is not from Sundance. This is, I don't know where this is from. I cut out different things from different places.
I agree. Kelly is saying that she can see you doing a knotting project. I think your knotted designs would just go wonderfully with the Sundance aesthetic.
Yeah, I love this. They don't do this as much in their new things.
Dana
Oh.
says, OMG, glad I
Look
can
at
make
that.
my own. Now those
Check out that bead right there. God,
those
that's
bead
gorgeous.
strands don't seem so expensive, right? Those really fancy bead strands that you guys can purchase from us all in our live
so
sales.
this has all these trade beads in silver. This one, H, $625. I mean, that bead is pretty radical right there. All right, I think that's it on the Sundance portion of our journey
Oh, fun.
on this. In my maybe, I think that's it. But I did
that.
bring out some that I thought were kind of Sundance-ish.
Oh, let me go back.
Oh, unless someone else wants
No,
to
that's
go.
okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Like, is the junk out of the way?
Leave the junk. It looks great.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, y'all. I tried to tidy it. I was like, what's going to show? Try to scoop all my stuff out. So I feel like birds and things and simple. Oh, this is what I was working on the other live, but it kind of reminded me. I left it out because it does kind of have the same kind of mixed materials and vibe, you know, with this action, because I showed this the other night of the beaded loops. I love this. And, you know, the first time I remember seeing this was in Tucson, an African village, because this is a way that a lot of, if you look closely, or not even closely, if you look at some of the designs in the Ghana area where they're using, instead of this being tourmaline, it would be coral or turquoise, and they would hang a bunch of other beads from it. So you would have like a shield necklace, but the beaded part that attaches is this, like it's a beaded loop. It's not just leather. So I feel like the first time I saw that, but I love that as a connector. You know, you see it in the catalog. I don't see it as much nowadays. I guess it's not as trendy, but I feel like it's pretty timeless, you know, as far as beaded techniques go. So tonight I want to make a necklace using Thai silver, and I'm going to put them. So when I'll start stringing here in a minute, and we'll have a few minutes so that I can kind of catch up. But I feel like these are some of my most Sundance-ish type designs, if that makes sense. And these can be found on our website or on our friend's website. We have retailers that carry them, so it's pretty fun. Sometimes Kate has them at beadshop.com, or Lima Beads carries them, Art Beads, and sometimes Softflex. You guys have done kits and things with our beads in the past.
We haven't had anything recently, Cynthia, so we might need to talk about that.
Yeah, maybe we can do a kit together. It's so fun.
It is.
It always looks nice, and it's always exciting to me to see what other people do with our pieces. Oh, and I see Azalea dropped some links for us there. Thank you, little daughter. Perfect. So someone else can go, and I will start stringing.
Sweet. I think Rebecca wanted to go. Is that right, Rebecca? All right. So I'm going to pop over to you.
All right, so you guys know that like Kumihimo is my deal, and that's not really like a whip it out right this second sort of thing. So I did prepare ahead of time. This is actually a project that I'll be doing a full demo of at a Soft Flex party on March 12th. This is Beyond the Horizon. And whenever I think of Sundance, I always think of teeny tiny gemstones. That's just like the thing that sticks out in my mind about Sundance. So this bracelet is half Kumihimo and half teeny tiny gemstones. And I'm wearing the fluorite one here. We have them in a bunch of different stones. This one is apatite. And, you know, as always, I picked out a bunch of different colorways because I just couldn't resist all of these stones. I have some here. We've already started working on the kit, so I don't have my huge hanks of beads anymore, but I still have some that I can hold in my hand and drool over. So I just love these.
Oh, they're beautiful. Did you get them in Tucson recently? Some of them, maybe?
Them in Tucson recently. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, I'm here in Tucson, so the gem show is just like in my backyard. So lucky me. You know, everyone's like, "Oh, you're gonna be in Tucson?" Yes.
Always.
I always am. Always, every day. Here I am. Yeah. So I picked these up at the show because that's the place to go get stones, where you can go pick them out in person. So yeah, we'll be stringing these on Soft Flex Medium. And yeah, in 2 weeks, we'll be having a live beading party where we're going to go through the whole thing, where I'll show you how to do the Kumihimo, how to string up these teeny tiny little gemstones. I'm using my favorite magical crimper for the ends of it, and then how to put it together. So that's my Sundance inspired project. And then also this.
You're getting a lot of love for the gorgeous colors and stones that you chose.
Oh, thank you so much. I want to show you this because the other thing I think of when I think of Sundance is I think of lots of fine details, right? Like everything is like petite and delicate, but also really exquisitely detailed. So that's why I picked these findings for this. This is from Tiara Cast with, you know, all the lovely little details in the end caps and the toggle, and then put on this little gemstone charm. I don't know if you guys are at all into you know, like the metaphysical properties of stones, but like one of the things that clear quartz is known for is to just like amplify, you know, the other stones in your set. So all the colorways have a clear quartz for the charm to amplify the other stones. I just thought that was a really, really pretty little detail to add, you know, in the spirit of fun little details.
You're getting a question from Barbara. She's asking, what size is the fitting at the end of the spiral?
What size is, you mean what size are the end caps?
I think that's what she's saying, yeah.
6 millimeter.
Sherry can't wait. Phyllis is wondering what the most popular color is.
Amethyst is almost sold out. I think I have maybe 3 left of the amethyst. And then the second favorite, I think it might be tied between the apatite and fluorite. The one that I think is like an unappreciated, like sleeper color that people are just like not noticing how awesome it is the black regulated quartz. These are just really pretty. I've always loved this stone. You get like the clear pieces with like these little like spiky needle-like points of black in it. I think that's one that's really pretty. Oh, and the carnelian got some really, really good color on these carnelians. So yeah,
those are really
it's hard to pick. But I think this is a style that just like goes with everything. I don't think it would be unreasonable to have several of these bracelets. I already have 2 and I'll be making a few more.
Yeah, they're gorgeous. Somebody was asking, how do you join the beading party? You just come hang out with us over on the Softflex Company Facebook page or YouTube channel. March 12th at 3 p.m. You just show up and you grab the kit project from Rebecca over at designandadorn.com.
Yeah, kits are going to be, we've already started shipping some kits and the rest of them will go out next week. So yeah, you still have time to order your kit to have it come in time for the party. And if you get it before the end of next week, you'll still get it on the pre-order pricing.
I agree. Kelly says she loves the fact that you use the clear quartz to boost the other properties of the stones. I think that was such a nice touch.
Oh, thank you. It's also just really pretty.
Those are awesome. Thank you so much, Rebecca. We look forward to making that design with you in a couple weeks.
Yeah, thanks. All right, somebody can go next.
I'll go if that's okay.
Sure. That's Heather.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to flip my camera around here. Okay, here we go.
Ooh, you got some pretty colors on your table.
So I was just in my Creative Circle workshops that I've been teaching. I just did a series on the trending colors and designs of spring and summer 2025. And so I was really taking my cue from that, which of course is sprinkled all through the Sundance Catalog too. And what I really loved were the mixes of gemstone colors, so like lapis and turquoise and like amazonite. So that's what I was kind of going for, and carnelian mixed in with that, so with a nice little pop of color. And so I did a bracelet inspired by one of their classic designs you see all the time. So we see the leather clasp. I did a button, and the button I tied on with wax linen for an extra little pop of color. And then I have my little bird and some glass beads, and then these little guys. I don't know if you can see it. They're little snakes, and these are from Cynthia from Green Girl Studios, and they're little snake rings.
Oh my gosh, they're so
Aren't
cute.
they just the cutest things ever? It's so.
I love Cynthia's snakes. I have a few of hers, but I haven't seen those links before.
I think I got these the last time I was at Bead and Button, the last one that we did, Cynthia.
Oh my gosh, that was a while ago.
Yes. And then I just did 3 strands, and I did each strand with a jump ring, so it kind of flowed a little bit better, and mixed it in with some silver. Well, I think these are nickel seed beads. So, and I have some pearls mixed in too, because pearls are still living large in the trend world. So that was my first bracelet that I did. And then the second design I've been working on is inspired by their layered necklaces that they have, where they have 2, sometimes they do them like collar size, and then some they do really long. And since I'm a long necklace person, that's what I'm using. And for the connectors, I'm using these filigree rings from Green Girl Studios, because I just felt like the Green Girl Studio, it has that same vibe that one artist, Jez Mahari, I think that's whatever her name is, but she does this silver, very rustic kind of look. And so I picked some of Cynthia's things that had that same kind of vibe to them. And I love these little pieces because they have a million little holes, and you can use these filigree rings in so many different connectors in so many different ways. And so I did one strand done with beaded links, and then the other one I used Softflex medium. And this is the soft touch, so that it's a little more slinky. The soft touch has a little more drape to it, and I used that with my long strand. And I picked out light blue and then some turquoise and amazonite shades. And I couldn't make up my mind. Oh, and I had a little turquoise piece from my stash, which I guess if beads are from like 20 years ago, it's a vintage piece of turquoise, right?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's awesome. We probably all have a lot of vintage beads in our stash, don't we?
Right. And the sparrow definitely feels like something that I could see in the Sundance catalog, where it's very rustic, has, you know, some leather look to it with that dark brown. Not that it looks like leather, but has that dark brown color. But then I also like this pop of spring with the yellow and white. So I can't quite make up my mind which way I'm going to go on here. And in the back, I'm going to use leather cord and do an adjustable knot on the back, which I saw online in their catalog. And then this little mess I have right here is going to be the same necklace designed, just using different beads. So I'm going to use the same formula. And then I'm going to be using my my little bird that I make. And this one, she's French gray. So she was supposed to be cream, but she turned out a little gray. So we're calling her French gray.
Oh, she's perfect.
Yes.
She's perfect.
And then Baroque pearls are really in for this summer. So the pearls that have, you know, irregular shapes, a little crazy looking. So I have a stick pearl from my vintage collection. And then these pieces we have on the website, I had done, and they were sold at one of the craft stores. And so the golden color just seemed really trendy with the check glass that I have that's golden white. And then we have green mixed in. Green is going to be really popular all summer long, nice and fresh. And for the connectors for this one, I'm going to use these square jump rings that I have. And I just did a little wire on the side to close up the connector, or where the jump ring opens and closes, so that you can see that. And I'm going to finish that one off with leather too. So that's my whole.
That is an amazing collection. And you're quite a few people are saying, like, a Sundance designer, you are right there. It's right up your alley, Heather.
I love that. Thank you. And if you go to Humblebeads, at the top of the website, I have all the beads that I used that we carry in stock. And then, of course, Cynthia's has, I checked and made sure she has the filigree rings. And then this little guy, if you just search for snake ring, he'll pop up. And I just love these, Cynthia. I can't believe I only had 2 of them. I need more.
Everyone is just loving everything on your table.
Oh, thank you. So that's, I'm going to work and put this together. And thank you guys for letting me play along with you.
Beautiful collection. Nancy says she's been missing you on YouTube lately, Heather. I don't know if you haven't been there as much, but she misses you.
I've taken a break for a little bit, but thank you. I'll be back soon. But yeah, and check out my Creative Circle workshop. I'm doing one. It's you sign up once, and it's 3 months, and we meet for 2 hours every month, and we do a project, a jewelry project, and I make a little self-care journal, and it's all about self-care and creativity. And so if you guys are interested in that and you like my style, check that out on the website too.
Oh, that sounds so lovely.
Oh, it's been so fun and healing, and just what the world needs right now.
The world just needs a lot of creativity. I agree.
It does,
all the ways. Thanks, Heather.
Yes, I'm going to finish putting this together, and we'll see what they look like at the end.
All right, let's see who else we've got here. Who else would like to be spotlighted? How about who do we got? Cassandra or Abby?
I'll go next. It's Deb.
Oh, hi, Deb. Yes. Oh, I didn't see you because you're down to your table. There you go.
So I've been having.
Deb.
Thank you. I've been having some fun. I pulled out the pieces I made last year, except I could not find the bracelet. And this is one of those, kind of layered pieces. This is, pretty much the same exact piece that I saw in the catalog. I just used different beads, and I've got some leather, I've got some chain. They had chain in their piece. So I made this last year for this event, and then I made these fun earrings last year, which I'm also just so crazy about. This was a take on something in the catalog as well. They're a little more dynamic than the more subtle version that Sundance was selling. But I love the look of these. And then I've kind of got a combination of things I just made and then things I've made kind of since the last event. And this is a piece that was made with things I got on the Soft Flex live sale. So Kristen, you might recognize some pieces. So this little pendant I picked up, a little teardrop with some lapis, and then this matte lapis, like a rice shaped, very tiny little pieces of lapis. And I thought this was very reminiscent of Sundance. And it's just a simple piece that can be layered, very much like some of the things that they have available. Now, this is like the Deb version of Sundance.
Take it and blow it up, right? Like, no, I love it.
Big, chunky faux pearl. This is a fun pendant that I got in Tucson a few years back. It has a little pearl in the center. I think this is a carved bone. And this is a fairly short necklace, so also not really a Sundance thing. But I feel like this in a smaller scale would be very Sundance. So this I made not too long ago, and I've been wearing it. I made it for myself, and I love it. And then these are all things I made today. So while I was thinking about tonight, I just started putting things together, and you should see my studio. It looks like a bomb went off in here. Like, I started pulling stuff out of everywhere and having fun, just creating things in that Sundance vein. So here's the Green Girl Studios. Just had to pull that out because this is a picture. It's actually printed it off. So this piece is done with some leather and a round silver pendant. And I did my own version with this is actually on stringing wire and just some fun stone beads. It's also asymmetrical like the piece in the catalog. And then that Green Girl Studios, which is way better than what is in the catalog picture. Like, this is cute. I like it, but this is better.
Way better.
Way better. So I just thought this was kind of a fun, take on their on one of their bracelets. This wasn't actually.
I'm not sure which ones Julie's talking about. She says, but she loves it, and if you want to give it to her, she wouldn't say no.
All right, Julie, we'll talk. This is just kind of another one of their, their style of kind of that asymmetrical vibe, some different gemstones, a focal piece, some turquoise. This is, I think, fire agates, little faceted fire agates. And then I had to make something like this. And here's another pic this is from the website. You see, they just have a couple of chain links and a bead. I mean, this is showing you how easy this is, you guys. So pull out some chain and put a bead on it. Like, wire wrap a bead right onto a couple links of chain. So this is so different, but the same exact design. 2 links of chain and some wire wrap beads. And these are some of the same beads I used here. So they're not necessarily matching, but the same beads. And then just have a couple more to show. This was another design I thought was so simple and easy they've got just some stacked up beads, and this is on leather and a little charm. And I just took a piece of wire and a fun little, gemstone charm. This is African turquoise cubes. Those were cubes, I think, in that photo. And just used some wire and created these. And I love these. So fun, easy peasy. And then while the first few ladies were chatting, I made these, and these I pulled from my Green Girl Studio stash. These fun, long connectors with kind of the scrolling on them. I don't know, Cynthia, if these are still something that you do, but I love these and I always have. So I thought these were kind of an amped up, Sundance design with some gemstones hanging at the bottom. These are kind of heavy, but they are worth it. They're so fun. So
Cassandra's in the background adding stuff to her shopping cart. Oh, that's so funny. Everyone is absolutely loving your style, Deb, and all of the jewelry that you've been sharing. They are just fabulous. So, so cool. Definitely Sundance inspired with a little Deb twist, or a big Deb twist, I should
big Deb
say.
twist in some cases. I'm going to work on this one now. I started stringing it, so hopefully I'll have it wrapped up before we finish up tonight. But this is just simple beads with a little fun beaded toggle there. So I'm gonna work on this one when you come back to me. I should have that one done, Kristen.
Beautiful. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing all those gorgeous pieces with us.
You're welcome.
Love them. All right, Cassandra, you ready to go?
Yeah, I've got my, let me pull my hand cam up first, because that's what, I'm hoping that it will work. I'm operating out of a Airbnb. I'm not at home, so.
It's always tricky. I know.
All right, mute myself so I don't go.
We've also lost poor Cynthia. Oh, I see her. Let me bring her back in. Cynthia, are you there?
Can you see me now?
We can. Yes.
Yay.
Yay.
I just had to come back and go out a couple of times.
I
just
know,
closed down
poor
the
thing.
app. That's never happened before.
I'm so glad you got back in. I've never seen that either on my end. I was like, your screen was just white. Like there was just nothing there. So
all
strange.
of a sudden everybody, I looked up and it was all black and I couldn't hear anything. I was like, I wonder if the Ionique took, because I have the Bluetooth. I thought it was automatically.
Sometimes that can be wacky, right? Well, you got a lot of love on your pieces with Heather and Deb showing off lots and lots of Green Girl Studios stuff while you were gone.
Oh, thank you.
I'm going to bring Cassandra's hand cam in. I have to take somebody out. Let me see who I could take out. Danielle, I'm going to take out your overhead. Okay. And then we're going to pop up this one here. Okay. Go ahead, Cassandra.
All right. So yeah, my little mini stand is very close to the tray here. But I think if I just move things around, you guys will be able to see everything okay. So, gosh, everybody's stuff. Can I just say, I mean, I was literally over there. I will screenshot my computer screen if you guys don't believe me. I've got a cart open on Cynthia's site adding stuff.
Adding all sorts of goodies.
Yeah, have to have some of that. So I had a dear friend doing some shopping for me in Tucson, a few weeks ago. So I really had to, it's like there was just no other choice but to use some of these stones that I just got. But I do have, and I'm going to drop a link in the comments right now for anyone who's interested. I do have kits for any of the finished pieces I'm going to show you tonight. And then kits or bead bundles. There are a few that maybe have some bits and pieces you would need to add. But then I also have a bunch of the stones. So like this bracelet was inspired by, I think Deb showed something where they used the leather for the clasp. And this button is like, I don't know if it's technically vintage tier cast, but if we can't get it anymore, maybe we'll call it that. And I have some around the shop. So it felt like it really needed to go with that turquoise and those little brass spacers. And a great cheat when you don't have a bead with a big enough hole for the whole bracelet to be on leather is I used some medium soft flex beading wire and just happened to use the turquoise to kind of blend in with the rest of the bracelet. And you could easily do that in the reverse so that it doesn't stand out against the leather portion, and use like a brass or a copper color in the beading wire. But then this is just a tiny little like 10-inch piece of leather that is tied up into a knotted little link so that you can use that for your clasp. But that is one.
I love that. I have to learn how to do that because I always love the way that looks.
It's so easy. You take the piece of leather and double it over, and you tie your first knot real close to the folded the middle. And then you just start to tie your second knot, but you want to kind of leave that part loose, and that's how you can size it to your button. And it's a real easy. If I'd thought about that, I would have brought an extra piece to do a demo. I'm sorry. But yeah, these are like
a future beading party.
Oh, there you go. That would be great. And these are 10 and 8 millimeter ube turquoise cubes. So they are just a nice, size you could wear by itself if you're not wanting a huge bracelet stack, but I would totally stack those too. And then I'm going to just put all the earring bundles on the screen at the same time so we don't, so I don't keep you guys too long. But these are all things that I just like started making them and could not stop because the beads were flowing and the inspiration was so good. But you guys will recognize Deb's inspiration for that one earring totally. I was feeling the vibes with my, so these are rubies and turquoise. And I think Anne Gardane had asked about those gold edge turquoise. I do have some in my shop still. Should be available.
I was going to ask you too, because I knew that you had them at one point.
Yeah, yeah. So that was my take on that design, and kind of a reversal because they had like turquoise cubes with some spacers in between. But when I saw these rubies, I knew they were going to look so good with the turquoise that has the purple dye with the turquoise, the blue color. But another earring design that I had seen, and you kind of see this repeated a lot for them with the loop that's attached, or it's a loop that they create, but they attach just a strand of beads on wire with a jump ring. So you get this like more complex looking design with a really simple technique of just basic wire wrap on each end. You can keep us long. Oh, thanks, Sherry. And then I included some of the square turquoise in the dangle, just a little bit bigger piece. And gosh, it just is funny when you see or are looking for inspiration. There were things all over my shop. I was just pulling like random little bits of things that have been sitting around. Thanks, Dana. And this one I threw in several different shades of colors for the metals. Yeah, I can't remember who brought up the mixed metals specifically earlier on, but that's such a, kind of repeated design idea for them. And I love it because I don't like having to commit to just one kind of metal. So that makes me happy. And there are just some teeny, teeny, tiny little like 3 millimeter square turquoise cubes. And then everything else in this is either a metal piece or the dangles also have a bunch of metal colored check glass in them. So definitely a mixed variety or a mixed medium sort of design. And then while I was riding in the car Tuesday, I had some time and I brought my things with me. So the last kit I just listed today, possibly. My days are kind of running together right now, but This utilizes some of the smaller ruby turquoise in a cube and a rondelle shape, and then another variety of turquoise and a round faceted. But it's interesting. There's times where I think they utilize real metal for like little spacers like this, but then there's definitely times where you can look closely at their photographs and see that they're using glass seed beads, just like, you know, maybe some of us would. So this little bracelet bundle is available in the shop in a limited quantity with another sort of vintage tier cast piece. I don't know if they're still creating this style. This is called the classic clasp, if I remember right, but it just felt like the perfect size for this bracelet. So there's some other check glass mixed in there in the silver colors. And then, you know, I've got some bundles. If people are just feeling inspired to utilize some of these types of beads, I've got bundles of the turquoise available. There's some different sizes of the rubies, either loose or on strands. And we did get a bunch of really pretty dainty gemstones that I think would work in really well with, this is not the daintiest, this is a 6 millimeter, but those strands of squares.
Those squares are so fun.
Yeah, they're clearly, I'm feeling inspired by them. I'm using them in everything right now. So
I agree, Dana. This is definitely a replay, right? Dana says she's getting so many good ideas from everyone. She will definitely have to watch this one again.
Yes, that's such a good point. I think we all will have to rewatch for our favorites. Deb, I just linked the website in the comments again, and then hopefully you'll see our Facebook page there as well.
There it is, beadstoliveby.com. So beautiful. Love it.
Thanks so much, everybody.
That multi-strand bracelet is a stunner.
I feel like, you know, it's a fairly dainty piece. Like, I love a good chunky piece of jewelry, but this will just be like your new favorite stacker. And these earrings go with everything. I would have worn them tonight if I didn't want to show them on camera.
I know, because when you put them in your ears, you forget.
Yeah, exactly.
Turquoise everything, says Katney. Yep, turquoise everything. All right, Abbi, did you go yet? No, we need to go see what Abbi's got going on.
Hi, everybody.
Let's go ahead and go to your hand cam.
Okay, so I also got the latest issue of the Sundance Catalog. And before I got the issue, just like a few days ago, I had a totally different plan in mind for what I was going to do for this stream. But then I got that issue and I was like, oh, okay, let's redirect. So I found some common themes, like what Kristen was talking about earlier. So there was a page in the catalog that said something like chunky mixed metals and bold turquoise. And I was like, yep, that's it. That's what I want to do. So I see a lot of kind of detail work in Sundance Catalog pieces. This ring here is a piece from Sundance Catalog. Let's see if it'll focus. I gotta find the focal point.
So that's a beauty.
Alex got that for me. I can't remember if it was Christmas or birthday or what, but it once had all the little dots plated in gold. I wear it a lot, so they've since worn down, but it's sterling and it has all these fine little dots. So I was really inspired by that. And I thought, how can I kind of add this detail work in a very, very fast, very, very easy way? So my first thought was, okay, let's pick a chain. Let's get some accent gold seed beads and let's somehow bead weave onto the chain. But then I thought, I don't have the time for that right now. We're really busy. It's that time of the month where everything all lands at the same time and we've got orders stacking up that we've got to get sent out. So how can I make this even easier? Well, there's ball chain, and ball chain looks like little itty bitty seed beads. So instead of kind of taking needle and thread and weaving all of the little seed beads through the chain to get that little dotted detail look. All that I did was, let's see, actually, before I do that, let me show you what the chain looks like on its own. So see how it has this like stamped texture? It kind of reminds me of the Thai Hill Tribe silver that we see a lot with the kind of more detailed silver components. So I knew that I wanted to use this chain. And so all that we're going to do, now that you've seen the chain, watch how we make the chain fancy, even fancier. So I've just strung the ball chain through the book link. And I'm going to take one side of my ball chain. It's centered here. I'm going to take one side and I'm just going to weave it through that next book link and then pull it tight. And then same thing for the other side. And if you're not nervous and with a tripod in front of you and wires all around you, it works really fast, I promise.
Abbi, the jewelry genius, has been, you had multiple people call you a genius just now, Abbi.
Thank you.
Heather, Sherry. Oh my gosh.
I've come up with creative ways to be lazy. If not lazy, that's a negative word, but it's true. I just want everything to be easy. So
hence genius level, because you really think about it and like, how can I make
You're
this
a time
fit?
saver.
Time saver. That's it.
So I just want to show you real quick my little detail, because this is, I forgot to tell you, I have a kit for this. And I'll link it in chat. How about I do that? Okay, so I just linked it in chat. This is called the Lotus Path Hand Carved Turquoise Bracelet Kit, because it features these gorgeous, they are vintage at this point, actually. My store is vintage at this point. So we've got these gorgeous hand-carved turquoise lotus beads that accent with the pop of turquoise. And so what I wanted to do with this chain was be intentional about which side this little ball chain landed on, which side of that little point it landed on. That way, as I weave it, we've got kind of a reversible pattern. I hope that makes sense what I'm saying. So rather than this falling on the back, it's going to fall on the front, so that we start to get this kind of, let me hold it the other way so you can see. We start to get this kind of woven pattern where there's one dot of silver on this side and then 2 to 3 dots of gold. And then it switches back and forth. We've got 2 to 3 dots of gold and then 1 dot of silver. And then it's the same on the other side. So the easy way to finish this off at the other end, we're not going to glue, we're not going to crimp. All we do when we get to the other end is we just take a ball chain connector. So let's say we've woven all the way to the end of the bracelet. Let me kind of weave through the last link here so you can see what I'm talking about. We're all the way at the end of the bracelet. And what we're going to do is we're going to just clasp it. But what's really cool about this particular size of ball chain and this particular size of book chain is that they are a perfect fit for one another for the ball chain finding to actually just kind of slide in and hide in the book. So I'll show you. We've got a ball chain connector. I'm just going to clasp it. That little noise that makes is one of my favorite noises ever. I hope you guys could hear that. Did you guys hear that? Oh, I have a seed bead stuck in my ball chain connector. So this one goes in this side, and then watch, it just hides right inside the book. And then it looks like, if I'll focus, it looks like a little bead sticking out on either side. So of course, if you had done the whole bracelet, this would be tight. You might have to trim your ball chain to the perfect length, but once you've woven the whole bracelet, it just hides right inside. You can't really notice much. It looks like the beads. The kit comes with a couple extra links of fancy chain, because I think it was Cynthia who was talking about, oh no, it was Rebecca who was talking about all the fine detail, like the extra patterns and just kind of going the extra mile to make things look even more elegant and extravagant. So we've included some fancy chain here that you'll use as jump rings to attach this artisan pewter clasp. And then the kit comes with a head pin and some metal seed beads. So all you would do to make that dangle is just, you know, string it on like you would to make a pair of earrings. You could use a one-step looper. You could do a wrapped loop, which is what I did on this sample here. And then you would use one of those cute little twisted jump rings from your fancy chain to just attach it right in the book there. And you could attach it anywhere you want, but I just really loved the idea of kind of those lacy elements mixed with the fine detail work, mixed with the bright silver and the antique silver and the bright gold, and then that just pop of turquoise. So we do have a few kits left. We did do an early pre-launch just because we've been so busy. We launched it early, but I put the link in chat. I think we probably have about 10 more kits available, and they are $49.95. Pretty much solely because of this beautiful high quality metal and the fact that these gorgeous turquoise lotus beads are hand carved and they're incredibly detailed. The other thing that I wanted to mention about them is that they are genuine turquoise. That's a natural color. It's not dyed. And to prove it to you, not that anyone would doubt us, but a lot of times a way to check your beads to see if they're dyed. It's not always a foolproof method, but you break a bead, and if it's the same color all the way through, then it's pretty good chance that it's real turquoise. So that's what I have to show you guys tonight. And I have had so much fun hanging out with all of you. I've learned so many cool tricks tonight. Like I'm loving that little seed bead loop that Cynthia showed us. And this has just been awesome. So thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh. So
That's
much
so
fun.
pretty.
Thank you.
So pretty,
love that.
Abby.
I've been drooling over it for days now.
Thanks, Cassandra.
Everyone says you have such a great mind. You're so amazingly inventive. I agree.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, man. I should have went to my hand cam before I went to Abby's. I'm going to pop over to my hand cam now after that. And I've just been playing with some stringing, but I have like a whole bunch of things to share with you, and quite a big mess, actually. I feel like, I don't know, that's what happens when you're like flipping around, talking, beading. You make such a mess. So the things I want to share, I have a few of the designs we made in the previous Sundance, and this one's probably my absolute favorite. This is one that had one of these pieces from the Softlex live sale. And then at Softlex Company, in our live sales as well as on our website, we do sell quite a lot of unique gemstones, some really high-end gemstones as well. These are one of my favorites. These are like a matte lapis, super gorgeous. You can check them out at softluxcompany.com. And then we actually have a coupon code going on this week that is called Double Rainbow. And you get $10 off your order of $49 or more and $20 off your order of $100 or more. So perfect time to pick up some really fun strands of beads These are the earrings that went along with it. And these felt very Sundancey to me because of all of the details, a lot of the silver, the kind of asymmetrical style going on, and just a lot of fun. It's probably a little chunkier than they tend to be, but I like things a little chunkier as well. So that's one that's totally Sundancey. I'm going to grab our link on our website. We have a whole category we put together called Sundance Inspired, and I'm going to add that to the chat, and then you can use that coupon Double Rainbow on anything on our website. And we also have a live sale happening, which our live sales have a ton of beads, and that's actually what I'm using over here. I'll share that in just a second. I'm going to pop our live sale link as well. It's open through Sunday, so you can go check that out for lots and lots of stones and pearls. This is another Sundance-inspired design that has pearls. I always seem to go with these very rich colors. When I think of Sundance, a lot of times I have like these almost tourmaline colors tend to come to mind, or garnets for me. So this one was a multi-strand piece in which I used one of those really fun starburst buttons from Tierra Cast in the center, some pink tourmaline, some citrine. This is some of our shell beads that you can find online, and these coins as well you can find, and they are just stunners because they pick up so much rainbow. This has all sorts of connectors with Softflex wire, so it's a little bit different. That's using our garnet color beading wire. And then the second part of this 2-strand design has just a very simple focal point with the pearl and the citrine, and then just our garnet wire is showing. So really, really soft, like lets that bigger strand shine, but then it just gives like a little accent there. And then I had some earrings I made to go along with those that are just a simple drop. But again, it's like the elevation in the types of the beads that you put together with it. So having those really fancy pearls, coins, and those pink tourmaline bottoms with some citrine. I just love the warmth, and these feel more like a kind of summer fall style. I do have this necklace with a Green Girl Studios. I actually have a bunch, Cynthia, of your, I don't know if these were brass.
Yeah, those look like the brass ones from yeah.
I love them. And
thank you.
I have quite a few. This is an owl one. And then I did this with some green turquoise and some copper pieces.
So pretty.
It's a little, I don't know. I feel like this is obviously very, very fall, very fun. And I just love like the silver silk in there. It's almost like, yeah, I got all my friends in here, right? So that's a really pretty one. You can still get these green turquoise beads over at softflexcompany.com. And we actually have those on sale right now. So you can go check those out. A few other things that I pulled together that feel kind of Sundancey. This is a really old necklace. I did this a million years ago, but it's just some simple cut tourmaline. And just has a tiny little gold seed bead in between, and then it's crimped on both ends, and then it's strung on our extreme gold wire. So I just feels to me like something that could be in that type of Sundance style. We don't even have our gold extreme at the moment. However, we did put up, because our extreme is still in production. We have some that hopefully we'll be having some come soon, but we did put up some outlet of our champagne and our silver in the fine. So if you want to grab it, that's over in the Sundance inspired collection. It's also on our homepage. But I'm going to be using the champagne on the design I'm working with right now. But we haven't had this product in stock, so we found some outlet products, which means they are, I love that my dogs decided to wrestle. I don't know if you guys can hear them, but they're wrestling right now. They are just slightly defective in that they might have a little bit of a mark here or there, but they're actually really, really good quality wire. It just didn't pass our snuff to put it into a regular product line. But you can go grab it on outlet while supplies last. I think we might even be out of the champagne at the moment because we sold out this week, but we have maybe about 25 more spools coming. The silver is there though, so you can definitely grab the silver. I made these a few weeks ago and they're just so fun and simple. They're the Baroque style pearls. They have that fun little chunky irregular shape and just simply made on craft wire and hung on some copper ear wires. They've become a real fun little staple. I made them in this one, and then I also made a little smaller version in the regular round, but I kind of adore the more irregular shape personally. The other thing I saw was some fringe. There's always some good fringe at Sundance. And so it made me think of these really fun fringy earrings that are made with bugle beads, some silver, and our tanzanite softflex wire. Just put on one of those little end connectors that you would normally use for maybe like a ribbon bracelet or something like that. Very different. These are really fun to wear, and the bugle beads give like such a fun little flash. And then lastly, for what I've got on my table right now, I made these a while back. Then they are painted on a connector. And then I think this was one of our kits. I'm trying to remember one. I think it was Sunset Splendor. We do mystery kits at Softflex Company every month. Right now we've got our Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend is the current kit, and our double rainbow kit we just opened last week. But these are same thing. I show that garnet wire. Garnet's kind of one of my favorites, so I guess I like to show that one a lot. And just made a very asymmetrical dangle earring with this fun little eye bead. And I don't know, it just gives me that Sundance vibe. So what I'm working on today, while everyone's been chatting, hanging out, is I've got some strands from one of our live sales. I have bought a lot of beads at the Softflex live sales, and I have these really dainty sodalite right here that I've never been, I've never had the urge to play with because they're so small, and this is not, it's taking me forever. It's going to take me like a year to string this necklace. But I thought for Sundance that they were perfect because they're sparkly and they're tiny and they're just so sweet. So I've got the sodalite and I've got some Larimar, both of which I've picked up in past live sales at Softflex Company. And I've got Cynthia's brass dragonfly here that I painted quite some time ago. And it's just been hanging out waiting for the perfect design. And so I added the sodalite and the Larimar, and then I've got these fun little brass spacer beads that have those little balls on them again, kind of like Abbi was saying with the little ball texture. And then I also have some little gold delica beads that I'm putting in the middle. So very, very pretty, dainty, those blues. And then I love that I'm going to have this gorgeous pendant on there. I also have this sweet little eye one from you, Cynthia, that could go on here too. I wasn't sure which one I liked better. I liked this one because of the colors, but I liked the size on this one to go with these smaller beads. But I think I'm going to stick with my first instinct because, you know, I always love wearing something that's got a little bit of paint on it.
It looks good, Kristen.
Thanks.
And I agree. The tiny beads, they're hard to work with if you have optivizers on, that'll make it a lot easier. And If you're going to string them like in between a bead, it's a little more difficult, but sometimes I'll grab like the strand of them and pinch them between my fingers, like hold a 1/4 of an inch of them and then slide that whole stack onto
That's
the
what I've
soft
been
wax.
doing. That's what I've been trying to do. But see, I get one sometimes. I think it's just that I'm not as comfortable. Like, I don't use these teeny tiny beads that often. So it's definitely, I've been sitting here like, oh gosh, there we go. Got one on there. But I'm using the fine. So the fine is good for these teeny tiny beads. You really can't get the medium on that particular, that small of a little bead. And I'm using the champagne color, which I'll show this one because it's more on a spool. It gives you a better idea of that color, but it's really, really soft and pretty. And what's people saying? Love, you could use both, Kelly says. I know, I could probably use both. Maybe I can do like a shorter version too. I also have one of your unicorns, Cynthia. I don't know if you have these brass ones on your site at the moment or not, but
I don't know if I do. I might not. Those, that's part of the stuff that I like to, I don't want to use the word hoard, but
I understand.
you know how it is. Sometimes I get them and I'm like, I'll put these in a kit.
You're like,
and
no
then
way.
I forget to put them in a kit.
It's a collection.
It's a collection. Yes.
Yeah, that's better.
If I had any beads on my table that were matching this, I almost went with this one because I wear this all the time and I just have it on a chain and it's fine, but I feel like it needs like to be beaded. So this is, I love this one of yours too, Cynthia. And let's see, what else do I have here? Oh, here, these are those green turquoise that were in the owl necklace. So you can see, they're just so stunning. I love this kind of color green. I'm very much like a chartreuse olive green person. So this color green turquoise just really is fun. And they're on closeout, I think, right now. So they're really cool. And then this is a hoarding situation. This was one that I picked up on Softlux's live sale, one of their moonstones, and I haven't brought myself to be able to make anything with it yet. And today's not the day either. Another bead that I almost worked with today that is really kind of cool are these all natural elk antler beads. And we've got them in lots of different shapes. We've got them in like these barrel shapes, these little rondelles. They're pretty stunning. We even have really big ones that look more like antler. They're naturally shed. There's a family that Mike found that kind of picks them up, polishes them, and makes them into beads. They're really stunning, and I do love them, but I just haven't figured out how I want to use them yet. I know Nile has done a few videos with them in different ways, but these are very, very cool, and we have quite a large selection of them on the website if you guys are interested in checking that out. So let's go back around to what people are making and check in with everybody. I know, Sarah, I was so close. Sarah's here, and I was like, I was so close to using this tonight. But then I just really was like, these blues and that pendant just talked to me, and that's just what I ended up having to go with. Heather never knows what to do with them. I'm going to have to do a video with them because I've wanted to use them for a while. So who would like us to come back around? Danielle, it's been probably a while since we checked in with you.
Danielle will be
She's out of the room.
She's out of the room. Okay.
I'll go.
Who's that? Rebecca?
That's me.
No.
Yeah. Sorry, wrong camera.
Oh, there you are. Sorry, it's harder when I don't see your face. Like, I'm like, who's talking?
Yeah, I know. It's just like an unidentified table. All right, so this is my first time at one of these parties. So now that it's been happening for a bit, I understand better what's happening. So I made an earring.
Yay!
Yay! So I had leftover beads from my bracelet and just used some of the lapis Softflex wire. I thought that would just be a fun little thing. And then I also was wandering around my studio to see other things. Now that I understand this is also just like a bit of a show and tell, the other things to just like fit the vibe. So this is like an illusion style that I think is very Sundance inspired. You could even do it like a little bit tinier. Like some of the big beads in here are like 6 millimeters. So you could do everything just like a little bit smaller. But I think this is, I can't remember the name of the color. Is it, maybe there's like an antique brass color, soft flex.
There is. That's a great color. I love that color.
Yeah. And then again, you know, the Kumihimo obsession. I do have this little teeny tiny Kumihimo necklace where the it's beaded in the center, and then the sides of the necklace are just the cords to keep it really, really light and dainty, which is
So
not usually
pretty.
my style. But
That color is spot on too. I feel like that's such a pretty, like soft, earthy Sundance color.
mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's what I was playing with while everyone was playing with their stuff.
I love it. I'm glad you got to bead. Who's next?
Yeah, me too.
Well, we can just kind of hang out with all of us until someone says, hey, I want to show something.
Good thinking. Everybody's working hard.
Does anyone have anything fun coming up next week? Like events online or streams or anything?
We do.
Well, Azalea and I go live on Sunday. That's always fun and amusing.
What are you going to do?
Well, I started this, you know, when I was showing the loops, you know, those loops, these.
Yes.
I think I'm going to finish this out with how to join it. I was showing how you could do these modular sections. So like, say you just feel like beading, you have like a collection of things and you're not really sure what you want to make. I've made so many necklaces by having, like, while I'm chatting with my friends, I'll make these sections and then later I can put them together, and like you can add one more section and it can be a bracelet, right? Or you can add 3 of them together in a focal and then you'll get a necklace. You see what I mean?
That's so fun.
Kind of like modular crochet, but a necklace.
I
Yeah.
probably should have had you on the big screen. Sorry, Cynthia. Show us
That's
again.
okay. So it's like these, I make these on Wednesday. I showed how to make this, and earlier I was showing with the middle part. So it started with this necklace here. Let me grab it behind me. On Wednesday I showed, this is from my book, Enchanted Adornments. I made this when Azalea was like 7. Now everything is my age group, or my age, like dating anything, is either before Azalea was born or after. So this was after Azalea was born. And so you can see I like to use that little loop of seed beads or gemstones.
I feel like I'm meeting a celebrity seeing that necklace.
What's that?
I feel like I'm meeting a celebrity by seeing that necklace.
Oh, that's fancy talk.
That's the, you said that's the one from the Enchanted Adornments book?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my favorite
old.
necklace from that book, I think.
Oh, thank you. It's so old the resin has yellowed. But it's fun to make these because, you know, I'll make sections. And this is the part what I was talking about. I can make sections, like they're short sections, but when you put them together, you can get something really pretty. So if you work in the same color family, like this is all like blues, they'll all work together. So on Sunday, I'm going to connect everything and show how you can put a bead. Like I had these kits. This is one that's in, I was using this one from this is in our trunk show or our kit section of our website. And this one is the water lily kit. And this is what's left. This is what I was using over on Wednesday. And I'm going to put it together by making another bigger section with bigger beads. So hopefully that comes out good. I think it's really pretty. This is pink opal, yellow lepidolite, and permaline, quartz, and what else is in there? I'm looking at this, peering through. I don't know why I'm peering through the camera when I could just look at it with, like, not on the camera. You know what I mean? It's like, why am I staring at this through? I'm like trying to make sure it's in focus, like I can do anything about it. StreamYard's going to do what it wants, right? But anyway, that's what I was using, and that's coming on Sunday. But during the time that we've been talking, I've been stringing everything up on this really pretty. This is not the one you were talking about, Econoflex? This is a different one, right?
That's a different one, but that's the only gold color we currently have, and it is really pretty.
It is. Look at that color. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's like old gold, you know, like 24 karat gold. And what I'm doing, this, you probably won't even be able to see it because these are so small, but these are tie beads, and I've mixed and matched the shapes. So while I've been sitting here, I'll pull off a section like this. So you take the section. Is that in focus? I'm trying to look through my glasses and make sure. You hold it very firmly, like crimp it in your fingers. Even better if you can slide them all compact. That's the key. You get them compact, and sometimes I'll even trim it right up to the edge. And you know, you don't want to go hog wild, but just get like, I don't know, what is that, ½ inch, and you pinch them, pull off. Where's the end of that one? And then you can come through and go through the whole stack, just like that.
So I've been doing that with the little tiny sodalite beads over here, but it's funny because sometimes I just miss the hole completely, and I think I've got them on there, and then I move my hand and they're just still in my fingers.
Oh, well, you can kind of feel it. You can kind of feel the texture. And if they're laying on if you have extras, you can't even see them with this pattern, I bet. But sometimes I'll just grab them because it's stiff. This is stiff enough where you could just grab a piece. It's like almost like a needle. So I've been using mixed beads with this. What I'm going to make with it is kind of like a necklace that you could put anything on. So you get it's like a subtle, there's square ones on there. There's round ones. There's a few seed beads, like clear. I don't know. Can you see that? That's like a little opalescent seed bead.
Oh my gosh, it's so sweet and tiny.
It's so precious. But the good part about this is I'm going to try something different with the loop. I'm going to crimp it and just do this with the loop so that when I put it through something that has a small hole, like say like this, I'll be able to do one of these. I'll just be able to put it through, and hopefully I think it'll fit. So if I wanted to change it out, because sometimes I want to change out my necklaces, but I like something like a chain. Sometimes your chain doesn't fit, or like the hole or the connector is too thick and you can't get it through this part, like the jump ring is too big. So I want to make it using the Softlex, but I'm not going to put anything. I'm not going to attach a ring to it because this is strong enough. I feel like it'll work.
I think it will.
I don't know why it wouldn't. But that's the thing, is I always run into that with a big jump ring messing up my parade. So hopefully that'll,
Robin,
I want to make it long.
Robin calls that pinch, pierce, and capture technique. I like that, Robin.
Yeah, that's a nice technique. It's a little faster than going in there like 1, 2. That's no way to live, unless you're like, I'm going to do this and count my blessings or something.
Right. You're using it as a meditative practice.
Right. You're like thinking about
an intention.
Yeah, but if the key though is to make them tight, because otherwise, if there's any space in there, then the Softlex will just go and it will be derailed by the space. So you don't want that story.
Maybe I don't have them close enough, even though I'm only trying to do 2 at a time.
Yeah, see, I just did that. Do you see how fast that was?
Pro.
Yeah.
Pro status.
I had some really teeny gemstones, and they're so small I can't even find them on my desk.
Do you have your magnifiers on right now?
Yeah, that's probably why I can't find them, because everything is like 3 times too big, and I'm like looking over my whole thing, and it's just too far away now.
Oh, that's so funny. I need to get some of those.
Yeah, they'll make everything nice and close.
So who else? Danielle, did you finish over there? You were away before.
Yeah, I got a text. Can you take Alex to ukulele? And I'm like, I'm on a live. Because I guess he's like a drop. So I jetted and dropped him and still finished a piece of jewelry and a bracelet.
Sue is asking, where's Heather? Heather and Cassandra had to step away. But it's been really fun to have them here. Bye, ladies. Sorry, they got just sort of popped out because, we were in the process of going. But Danielle, you did so much.
I did, yeah. I was really inspired. I had so much fun. I want to make a version of this that's all gemstones. That would be, like lapis and, different, like I'm feeling lapis and malachite. I think an amethyst in there maybe. But this one was really fun because it does have some gems, but it also has a bunch of really fun glass pieces. And I just went crazy. I went with colors. I used 3 different 11 seed beads. These are, I kind of mixed collections from Beads to Live By, but so this is part of her last 2 collections, and I kind of put them together.
So pretty.
Really pretty ombre to it. And I feel like that all these beads that I pulled them all in, and then I pulled in these ones. How cool are these? With that bead, it has all those colors in it. And this one just came out. These are from Jesse James Beads. They launched them today, I think. The ombre collection, as is this one right here. And then this cute little elephant, which I'm in love with. And I need to get another one because I think my youngest is going to take this from me when he sees it. It's purple too. He likes purple. So that one's no longer mine.
That one's not really yours. It's only yours to admire for a moment.
Yeah, but oh my goodness, how cool is that? And then I'm just going to go crazy again, make another set. I'm going to put together a bunch more because I've got so many beads.
Love it.
Oh, and this is I didn't make this tonight. I made this on Wednesday night, but this is also made with Beads to Live By's monthly subscription collection. So she had some little bellflowers in the companion bundle, and I just assembled it on. All of this is on medium soft flex. So I just needed only these in my crimps, which I put somewhere. Here they are. I'm just using the 2x2.
Awesome. That's perfect. I love
It's
it.
so easy.
Thanks, Danielle. You're getting a lot of love for all of your designs and that they could be great bead soup designs, says Dana. I don't know if it's lamp work. Kelly's asking if that one, I think the one that you said was just launched at Jesse James Beads, is that a lamp work bead?
I think they are.
They look like lamp work to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a feeling. And the gemstones that I was using came in a bundle with them from their ombre collection.
Cool.
So I'm not sure what these are. They're quartz, or I feel like these are definitely rose quartz, but these could be rhodochrosite.
Yeah, they could be.
Maybe a strawberry quartz going on here. Really pretty. So I made a bead soup. All gorgeousness there.
Beautiful. Love it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. It's always so fun to see what everyone comes up with, right? Like there's just so many different designs, but we all have that Sundance aesthetic.
Exactly. Yep.
Does anyone else have things coming up? Like Abbi was asking before, any fun things happening this week?
I do. I've got Seed Bead Saturday tomorrow and Silver Silk Sundays on Sunday. Got a whole weekend.
Oh, you got a whole weekend. Oh my goodness. You're like, nope, can't do ukulele or anything else this weekend.
Oh, I'll do all that too. It's only an hour, so there's always the The rest of
fitting
the
it in around it.
Fitting it
I
in,
know.
That's the only way. If there's stuff you want to do, that's how you got to do it nowadays. It's just, but make it happen.
So true. I have my video on Monday. I do a video every Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific time, and I'm going to do some bead embroidery on a painting. So I have some paintings that I did, I think a year or so ago for the 100-day project. And then I just got them into a show called Sparkle. And I had to incorporate something sparkly, either metallics or glitter or something. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to embroider beads onto these pieces. So I've already done 2. And I'm going to do one with you guys on Monday so you can see my process. I had 5 total. I got to do 1 more tonight because I have to drop off 3 tomorrow. But then I'll have 2 more left that I can play with and join you on Monday with that. And we also have next week a live beading party. Abbi will be there with the bead place. And... right? Is it next week?
Are we talking about the Bead Shopping Network?
Yeah.
Rebecca, are you next week for beading party with Softflex?
Nope, I'm 2 weeks from now for a beading party.
So we're
on the 12th.
It might be.
It's the 7th. So I think it's next Friday, Abbi.
Are you talking about the Bead Shopping Network?
I am.
I thought you were talking about like your weekly bead parties. Like,
oh no, we don't have a bead party this Wednesday.
Okay.
This coming Wednesday.
So
so
like,
it's
what
me.
did I sign up for?
It's me on Monday, and then it's the Bead Shopping Network next Friday. We've got. So you are joining me for that, right?
Yes. I don't know what I'm doing.
It's hard to know how quickly, because it's like, oh, it's going to be March tomorrow. And I wasn't really prepared to think about my March stuff yet.
Yeah. I feel ya. Well, actually, speaking of March, I hope it's okay if I interject.
Yeah.
You're all invited to the Bead Place's birthday party. If anybody wants to come to St. Louis on March 29th, I think it is, the last Saturday in March. We're having a big party, store-wide sale, cake, free workshop, all kinds of fun stuff. We've got a hotel list on our website of preferred hotels and Airbnbs. And every single one of you on stream and in the comments are invited to the Bead Place's 20th birthday party. So
20th
happy birthday!
Wow, my goodness, that is wonderful. So when is it? March what?
March 29th. It's that last Saturday in March.
Amazing. And did you say where the Bead Place is located for anybody that might not know?
We are in Fairview Heights, which is St. Louis, Missouri. So we're on the Illinois side of St. Louis. That confuses people sometimes because we're Illinois, but we're not Chicago. So we're St. Louis.
Wait, there's more than one city in Illinois?
It's weird. I know. Unfathomable.
That is awesome. What an amazing birthday. Wow. 2020.
I can't wait to celebrate and eat cake too, because I like cake.
Fabulous.
Congratulations, Abbi.
Thanks.
Azalea didn't know that your store also had yarn. And she was like, what? We have to go. She is obsessed with yarn and she picked up knitting last March and has been knitting her hands off. And she was like, how far is it to St. Louis?
Aww.
And I was like, let me check the Google and see.
I know everyone's asking, how is that even possible? Were you 3 years old when you opened up your store, Abbi?
Yeah, I was. I am very, very young.
That's amazing. Oh, yeah. Where can people, that's a good question. Kelly's saying, can everyone please share pics of your jewelry? So where do you guys, will you share what you made today and where will you put it? And
yeah. Would the event page be a good spot for all of them to land together?
That's a nice idea. If there's an event page, so you could put them in there, and then everyone can find all of the designs. I like that. Softlex Company tends to do a blog usually after, so we might grab those pictures and put them in a blog for everyone too. But the event is a great place to look. I love that.
Love your blogs. Every now and then I just take some time and scroll through. It's a fun roundup of everything that you guys have been doing, and it makes me feel like I was part of it, even though I was not.
Oh my gosh. I know Thomas does a great job of gathering all the blog stuff and putting them all together. It's amazing. And it just is, it's nice to have just a record to look back at too, of all the stuff that we've been up to, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And so many of you get to participate. I love that. Thank you.
Kristen,
anyone else want to share?
So can I share a fun thing that's coming up?
Oh yeah, go ahead, Rebecca. And then we'll go to you, Jen.
Okay. It's very far in the future, but we just confirmed the dates and I'm very excited. The first weekend in May of 2026, I'll be hosting a Kumihimo design retreat at the Museum of Beadwork in Portland, Maine.
Wow.
I think it's going to be very cool. So Caravan Bead is there, and if you don't know, they're one of the major Miyuki importers. So as part of your design process, you will have access to the entire Miyuki bead collection, all the colors, if it exists. You know how seed beads like sometimes go out of stock, but if it's here in the country, then you'll have it. And I think that'll be really cool. And we'll be doing it like in the museum. So I'm really excited that we were able to get that worked out with the museum. And I know it's still really far out, but it's a big event.
That is so wonderful. Congratulations. That is going to be great. It's good to have things far out though, when it's like a big event like that, right?
Yeah. I mean, people have to plan.
Yeah.
And I mean, some people live in Maine, but for me, that's like the other side of the country. So I have to plan ahead to get there.
So cool. All right, Deb, let's see what you got going on. I'm going to spotlight you.
So I was going to make this piece. So this is a lot of gemstones, and then there's a beaded loop with a toggle bar. And I just had these fun little like glass donut beads, and I thought they were colorful and cute. And so I just did, a simple bracelet and a seed beaded loop with a little toggle bar. This one has some like hearts on it. That was a quick and easy project. So, I mean, anybody could do this with just about any beads. And then I launched into this, which is probably a little chunkier than most of the Sundance, but Sundance definitely inspired me. So I've got some really beautiful turquoise and some African turquoise, some agates, some carved carnelian beads, and then I've got a Green Girl Studio pendant, and I've got a little beaded loop attaching that, and a toggle bar to close that off. So I kind of use the same concept of closure, but I just added the pendant to it. So
I have that pendant too. I love that one.
I love it too. And I've got a couple of exciting things coming up too. So you can find me every Monday morning at artbeads.com/live. I do a show called Designing with Deb. And we do a little chit chat, a little jewelry making, a little jewelry shopping. So you can always find me there on Monday mornings. And I also, yesterday, we just launched the announcement of I'll be teaching at the Golem Retreat in Bulgaria at the end of May, beginning of June. And if you go to Golem Retreats, there are a few spots available. It's an amazing retreat where not only do you get to go and see Bulgaria, which is an absolutely charming beautiful country, you will get wineries and, great food, and you will learn about bead making. You will make beads. And then once you've made some beads, I'm going to help everybody put a piece of jewelry together with the beads that they've made in the retreat.
That is so
I'm super
awesome.
That is so cool,
super
Deb.
excited.
That's
Oh my
incredible.
gosh.
Excited
I
about
saw
it.
you just mention it, and I wasn't sure if it was like an online retreat, but I didn't realize it was in person. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I think, for anybody that is looking for, an out of the country experience, but also an opportunity to learn about bead making and how to incorporate that into jewelry making. I mean, it's a wonderful retreat. The Golem folks are absolutely wonderful people. So this is a retreat that I think a lot of people will enjoy. Very small, intimate group. And I've spoken with some of the ladies who attended last year, and they all just raved about how wonderful it was. So golemretreats.com is how you can find out about it. And I've got the information posted on my Facebook page. So if anybody's interested, feel free to reach out to me or to the Golem folks. There's lots of fun to be had at that retreat. So
Trip of a lifetime.
It's
Exactly,
incredible.
Kim. That is fabulous. Oh
so
my
excited.
gosh. So cool. I need to get on this international retreat thing here. And the Golem family are amazing. They make beautiful beads. They're always so sweet. I love when I get to see them in Tucson. And so, happy for you guys. Oh my gosh, you guys all have such wonderful things going on. Always inspiring and doing lots of fun, creative stuff. I'm going to go and I didn't really get a chance to say the details because we got a little flustered about it, but this is happening March 7th, the spring market. It's called the Bead Shopping Network. So this is a big thing we have going on, and it's a whole day of live sales. Softlex Company will kick it off in the morning at 9 a.m. Pacific time, and then we will have back-to-back live sales with all of these wonderful companies, including Cassandra of Bead to Live By and Abbi of the Bead Place that were here with us today. So be sure to check that out. We'll have a grand prize of $150. You have to watch all the streams to find out more. We'll have live giveaways. And of course, we'll just have lots and lots of awesome beads for sale. So tune in next Friday for another event all day long of sharing our love of beads with all of you.
I promise it's on my calendar. I'm gonna be there.
She just didn't realize it was coming up next week. That was it.
Yeah.
Oh, this has been so fun. I'm gonna pop down if I can and just share where I'm at. I'm definitely not finished yet with these little beads. It's gonna be a little while. Hopefully I finish today. But this is where let me get a bead stopper, because then my life will be very sad if something happens to what I've strung here. But this is where I'm at with my design so far. It's so dark in here. It's a little hard to see. A picture will do better. But it's been really fun to play with some of these chunky, fun beads, and then these little tiny little sodalite beads in there.
I love it.
Thank you.
It's gorgeous.
I think I'm going to make it nice and long. I don't know. It just feels like it wants to be. I think because the pendant is big, I might just make it like a nice layered piece.
How awesome would that be with like jeans and just like a white shirt and maybe like a strand of pearls?
Perfect. I like where you're headed.
Yeah.
I like where you're headed. Thanks, everybody. Are we all done? Have we finished for the evening? Does anyone else have anything else they want to share before we go? I see we lost Cynthia. Let's bring her back in. There she is.
Yay.
She is.
I missed your thing, Deb. That was so annoying. I don't know what's going on with the StreamYard app.
Oh man, you got kicked out again.
I know. I'm gonna flip my camera anyway.
This has been so much fun, so much inspiration. I just love that. It just feels like I'm hanging out around the kitchen table, beading with all of you and chatting. And it's just been great. So I hope that everyone out there has enjoyed it as well. And this is for sure one to rewatch because there was so much shared tonight. You're going to need to rewatch and pause and check out everyone's website. And then maybe that's what we can do is sell. Where can you find everybody? You can find us at softflexcompany.com. Where can we find you?
.com.
Well, I'm at the Bead Place right there. beadplace.net.
I'm at designandadorn.com. I don't know if I can point at it. It's on the screen somewhere. You'll find it. You'll find it.
I see
There it is.
Here it is.
Well, we've got
I didn't
Cynthia.
want to show my stuff. I don't know how to do it again. Yeah. I promise I'm usually not this, what do you call it when you can't get this stuff right? What's that called? When
You're having a tech challenge day.
Listen, it's StreamYard's fault.
It is. I agree.
Yeah.
It's not you. It's StreamYard.
It's not me today. It's not me. Usually it's me. It's usually me. And I don't even see the button on here to flip the camera around.
Oh, you have to go to your settings and then go to camera and then change it from front facing to back facing.
Oh, see, it's different when you do the app.
Yes, it is.
The app is a totally
it's a whole different thing.
Minimal, really minimal.
Yes.
I don't know. I have to figure out how we can not get people on the app. How do we get it so that you're not on the app? I don't know. I'll have to ask. All right, where can we find you, Deb?
Well, it's not so simple for me, but you can either find me as Deb Loves Jewelry Designs. That's on Facebook. Deb Loves Designs on the IG and the TikTok. And you can find me as Deb Loves Jewelry on YouTube. And I am so close to 4,000 followers on Instagram. I would love for any of you that don't follow me on Instagram to get me to 4,000. I would love that. That's a milestone.
So awesome. And what did you say you were for on Instagram? You were Deb
Loves Designs.
Design.
And Loves is always spelled Luvs.
Yeah. So if you do Deb Loves Luvs, you usually can find where she's at.
Yeah.
That is an awesome milestone. Let's get her there. That's fantastic.
Thanks.
So exciting. And Cynthia, where can we find you?
Well, we have our website, greengirlstudios.com, and we do a live every Wednesday and every Sunday at 7 Eastern time. So you can pop in and check us out on Facebook or YouTube. And we're usually doing something crafty. It's not always beading. Sometimes I'll show some painting or wax work, how we make our, sculptures. I was going to show a little on our mold making. We've had a few requests for that. So if you have interest in a variety of crafts, it's pretty good, I think.
Always inspiring with Cynthia. Always lots of fun things to learn for sure. And yeah. The mold making is very cool. I don't know. Yeah, you probably haven't done one in a while, but I've always been intrigued with those. So I'm like, it's like fun. Magic. It's like magic.
It's magic. It's expensive materials magic.
Right. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for being here with all of us tonight. Thanks for everybody for hanging out and putting in the time and bringing your inspiration and all of these fun ideas to our communities, and we love you all. Please watch this on replay and share it with all of your bead loving friends. And and we hope to see you next time. And until then, come check out all the other amazing events we have going on each of our individual channels and websites and pages. Thanks, everybody. Good night.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye.